All right, Coach, you get a win after the off day, and I talked to U17. He said that he was looking for a better start from this squad today. What did you think of the first quarter's 38 points?
So I thought that obviously we could do better as a team. We knew what their game plan was because we, did our time and we scouted them as a coaching staff, and the boys came out and executed. We saw the zone, we knew what to do, we ran our stuff, and execution went well. So that was good for us.
9 assists on 17 made field goal in the first 10 minutes. What did you like about the ball movement?
It was just smart basketball, high IQ. They just knew they trusted our game plan and they executed it perfectly.
Another game, another guy stepping up for you. Mackay gets the double-double. How do you keep him from becoming complacent after a performance like that?
We always humble them. So it's like, yeah, but you could have got 2 more. Or yeah, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where we always got to keep them on their toes, and we never let them feel satisfied. And that's one of the messages we went through. You got to be the hunter, right?
21 points in the second quarter. What do you think were the contributing factors to the slower offensive second quarter?
So obviously teams are going to make the adjustments and stuff like that, and then we just got complacent in ourselves, and we just started, feeling ourselves a bit. So as a team, we regrouped and gathered them and brought them in and said, listen, we still got to execute. We still got to do our stuff. Stop playing the score. Stop looking up at the scoreboard. Just do our basketball.
In the second half, it looked like there was more attention to kind of half-court sets as opposed to transition. Was that intentional?
Oh, 100%. We just took advantage. We knew that the game was going to be in our favor, so we just said, listen, let's use this time to execute and get reps. So basically, we're just getting good reps against a quality team, and we succeeded. A
couple of different lineup looks down the stretch, some bigger lineup looks where you had 4 players, in the 4 or 5 position on the court. What were you trying to figure out in those runs for the bigger guys?
Well, it's always one of the things where we get guys that, we want to play in different spots because, we're not, it's non-traditional basketball sometimes, so we don't want to put a guy and label them as a post player, for example. No, we want to give them a chance to showcase their skills on the wings because they are wing players eventually. So, they come to us with that skill set, but then they, sacrifice some of what they want to do for the betterment of the team, so they may be in the post and stuff like that. So when we get a chance to experiment, we will.
The team was very hyped at the end of the game, putting the Ontario flag on the next part of the championship bracket. How do you keep them kind of level-headed and prepared for another challenge tomorrow?
So that's it. We came in here and we had our team meeting. We talked about our goals and stuff like that, and that was one of the things. The first thing we said, our goal is to get a chip, right? So knowing that, we always have to implement that and talk to them about that every time. So what's our goal? What's our DNA? What's our mandate and stuff like that. So keeping them grounded is one of the biggest things that we have to do, but it's been good so far.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, Nicholas, another 100-point performance for your team, 111-46 over New Brunswick. What did you think about the team's overall offensive performance today?
I feel like yesterday the game was more slower. I feel like we had a meeting after the game with the coaches who told us, be more effort, get back on defense and things of that nature. And I feel like today we executed and brought more energy.
How about your game offensively? A lot of mid-range floaters. Is that something you work on pretty regularly?
Yeah, I usually do that a lot. It consists of my game a lot. After the game, I had a meeting with Coach Kev, and he told me, be yourself, take those floaters that you always take. And today I feel like I fell into that, and I just did me and played my game.
Was there a point in today's game where you felt like you just had it going, you had that special touch, and when was that?
I feel like in the second quarter when I had an isolation at the top and I got it to the rim, and I feel like after that I kind of got in my groove, and after that I just took off.
Mackay had the double-double today, so you and him stepped up for this team. Obviously, Demetrius Woodard was there as well, but there's always a new player kind of putting on an offensive show and getting this Ontario team to the next game. What does that say about the depth of this team and the trust you have in each other?
Our team is full of the best players in Ontario. We have lots of talent. You got to work your way around it, and I feel like having guys like Demetrius and Mackay, it's good people to be around, especially Demetrius, knocking down his threes. Ever since yesterday, he wasn't missing. And Mackay's just giving his effort, doing his best, so it's good to have him on the team.
And walk me through the emotions you feel as the final buzzer goes. You get the Ontario flag to stamp onto the next game. What's going through your mind? What's going through the team emotions at that point?
It feels good because we're just a step closer to victory. A step closer to being that team that wins the whole provincial championship. And it just feels good, to be honest. Just to beat other provinces and just be the best.
And how do you specifically deal with all those high emotions of winning and feeling really good, but also maintaining an even keel of there's still a lot of work to do?
I try to keep them under control, especially knowing that after you win one game, there's always another game until the championship. So, I try to keep my emotions tight until, we get that dub and have that gold around our neck.
And how are you going to spend the next 24 hours before the next game? What's the rest and recovery process look like for Nicholas Wutheridge?
Just preparing mentally and physically, icing, taking a hot shower, sometimes cold shower. Coach Andrew owes us pizza tonight, so, we're going to have fun with that. And we're just going to chill, especially tomorrow with a late game. We got practice in the morning, so we're going to prepare mentally and physically for that.
All right, well, we'll let you get to the pizza. Thanks for speaking with us.
Appreciate you.
All right, Phoenyx, 102-62, you get the win. 20 points for you. What do you think of your offensive performance today?
It's definitely better than the first game, I'll tell you that much. I think I finally found my stride, especially in this third game, just because even my teammates were even giving me the confidence, like, it's okay, just go. If you see something and you think you could go and get your bucket, then go.
Well, not just offensively, but defensively, you were called on for a one-on-one matchup with Ryder English, who got 14 points on you guys by himself in the first quarter. Walk me through that moment. Coach comes up to you and says, you need to be this guy's shadow.
Oh, well, we even talked about it before the game even started back in the hotel, because we have these little study sessions about who our matchups are, and they always tell me, like, that's your guy. You're always guarding the best players, so you always have to get your mind right, especially in that game.
And how do you think you and Alex Muncy did slowing him down?
Well, we definitely did better in the second half. Our coaches told us that he didn't have any points in the second half, and we didn't see him in the second half either, so I say we did a pretty good job.
You had a 7-0 run to start the second quarter, and then the opponent immediately calls a timeout. What's going through your huddle at that point?
We got this thing called kill points, and all that was going through our head was like, yep, that's one kill point done, because our goal is trying to get 12 per game. So 3 kills each quarter. So when we got that first kill point, we were like, all right, two more.
The second half, you see a little bit more action from the bigs on your side. They're getting more touches in the paint, beautiful finds from both your point guards. What did you like about your big guys' performance today?
They were playing strong. They were playing aggressive. That's what we need. That's what we want from our big guys, especially because we just need them to get confident, because when we get in trouble, they're going to be the second line of defense, offensively and defensively.
We saw some zone defense from your squad in the second half as well. Led to a couple of shot clock violations. What makes a good zone defense work?
Communication. Our guys were communicating during that press, because when one guy goes somewhere, it's like a push and pull action. So you also have to let the guy know, like, I'm here, don't worry. You guys can do your thing over here. I got your help in the backside.
And what's maybe one thing that you think this team, or maybe yourself, can work on moving into Friday and Saturday, kind of the ends of this tournament, in order to really lock in and put your best foot forward to get the gold?
I would say how we have our strong start right at the beginning, we have to keep that same motion, keep going. We have to keep it flowing and going.
And what's the key to that?
Moving the ball on offense, liking each other, and again, just communication on defense.
Awesome. We'll go get some rest. You're back on the court tomorrow. Thanks for the chat.
No problem. Thank you.
Coach, nice to see you again. Congratulations on the win. Let's start in the first quarter. Your team comes away with a 26-18 lead, but a couple of the offensive possessions were a little bit stagnant. The ball started moving, getting more paint touches. How did that inform the message at the first quarter break?
First quarter was a little tough. Guys like Ryder English was definitely causing us some problems in the first quarter. I think he had like 12 the first 15 or something like that in the first Q. Pretty much it wasn't so much about us on offense as opposed to like the shot selection. We were more concerned about our effort on the defensive end. Once we get things done on the defensive end, then the ball will actually move a little bit more crisp as far as being able to play our brand and our style of basketball.
You mentioned Ryder English. He had 14 points in that opening quarter. What makes you turn to a guy like Phoenyx, Wyse, and Alex Muncy to shut him down?
Phoenyx is probably one of the best athletes in the province. He's a two-sport athlete, plays high-level volleyball, and he's playing basketball at a high level. He's definitely relied upon to use that grit, his physical strength. He's got a great body already for a Division I level. So for him, it's just about passion and dedication and buying into what we're asking of him. Alex Muncy has done a great job from the time he's been here. He's been here a short time. He's actually one of our alternates and got called upon last minute, and he's done fantastic since he's been here, coming off the bench and then providing a great spark each and every game that he's come in.
In the second quarter, English had a mismatch on Ian McBride. Jordan Charles recognized it, left his man to go double English, who you were trying to get the ball out of his hands, and then he gets back to his man to disrupt that offensive possession. What can you say about his effort on the court, regardless of how he's doing offensively?
Jordan Charles. Well, first, Ian McBride did a great job on Ryder English in the man-to-man coverage there for that short time, and then of course Jordan's IQ is recognized that, defensively he is able to read gaps. He gets his hands on a lot of balls. He's a risk taker. He's not scared about taking those little gambles and trusting himself and trusting his ability of being able to recover in the right spots.
He's also a guy who seems to be hard on himself. How do you coach a guy like that through a tournament like this?
It's funny. One of the things that we've talked about the last 12 or so hours is just the standard of play. What kind of standard are each player holding themselves accountable to? And for Jordan specifically, he's a bit of a perfectionist. He wants to try and do everything, and sometimes you can't do everything. For him, we're trying to keep things simple, but we're also giving him a lot of rope because we trust his ability to make decisions.
Second half, we see a little bit more zone defense from your squad against a team that really pushes the ball around the perimeter quite nice. In your opinion, what makes a good, effective zone defense, and how do you think your guys did when operating in one today?
Phoenyx Wyse said it right. Your ability to communicate, your ability to use your length, your ability to rebound the basketball, and trust that trust that your guys have each other's back. Rotations are going to be important. Obviously, with a team that's moving the ball with 5 guys out, they really don't have a post player. It becomes a little bit more challenging as far as rotating around the perimeter. And our big guys just got to make sure they do the job in covering the back end and being able to dictate where the ball is coming from and where the rotations or any cutters are happening from behind.
I'm wondering your thoughts on your bigs' aggressiveness. Benjamin Van Bulk, Ian McBride, Callum Smith. They would run the lane. Were they as aggressive as they could have been, demanding the ball down low?
That is something that we've tried to be very stringent and making, I guess you could say, determined effort on. Last game against Alberta, I didn't think we did a good job with regards to getting the ball to our bigs. If I remember, I think they shot only a combined total of 8 shots or something like that. So today we made a concerted effort in trying to look at every paint touch we wanted to see before we try to move the basketball. I thought our big guys did a much better job of trying to rim run and then trying to find ceiling opportunities deep inside, and our guards were able to find them. I thought we did a much better job in the second half. I think we had 10 assists in the second half as a result, and that's attributable to our bigs being able to run the floor.
And lastly, just walk me through the next 24 hours before tip-off of the next game. How do you, the coaching staff, and the players intend to spend that time?
Well, we got practice tomorrow morning. We're likely going to be watching Quebec as far as the scout goes, and seeing any adjustments that they have made in the last 72 hours. But for our players, rest and recovery is so darn important. I think I said 3 days ago, half of our team has been on the road playing for the last, I would say, maybe up to the last 12 weeks. So they're feeling rather fatigued, a number of them. So tonight's win is not only something that's very good for us. I think it's a great response to the Alberta game, but also now we want to reward them. Say, just have the night, just watch some film, and just chill.
Awesome. Thanks for the chat, Coach. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.